Hey, it's Chris Brogan. You're watching Path TV.
Welcome back to another episode of Path TV. I'm your host, Rubin. I got Ted and Rubin here back in the office. We've had them on before. Thanks for coming on. You should have changed outfits. No, people, my audience is used to seeing me. I've worn this jacket for like 20 episodes.
They get me with the beard, too. So like, people can say, wait a second, I just saw you. You didn't have a beard. This is coming off December 1st.
Yeah. December 1st of 2011, because I guess, right? Because we want to talk about conferences to go to. You've gone to a number of conferences. You have great blogger relationships. I've done a few. I've actually been only the ones that I've spoken at. So I wanted to ask you, because you've had some experience, and I know there's so many out there. We're not going to hit them all, but some of the few that you've gone to, you'd be like, yeah, those would be good conferences to go to.
Well, you know,
keep an eye out for.
What I'd like to mention is I'm going to mention some of the ones that in particular I think are great to go to.
Right.
And then I'm going to talk about like some of the companies that run them, because I don't really know the dates of their conferences in 2011.
Right. I'm going to put it in the blog.
Okay. So, you know, the ones that I love best, I mean, the one I'm planning for right now, and probably half the rest of the world is South by Southwest, which is in March.
This will be like their 7th or 8th annual.
Something like that.
Okay.
It's you know, it's funny. I was talking to Chris Brogan when I was there last time, and I was fortunate enough to have a private lunch with him and Eric Qualman and D. Frank and Sam Decker from Bizarre Voice, and we all spoke at Bizarre Voice before that. And, you know, Chris made a great point that South by Southwest seems to be becoming more of a party and less about launching new applications and talking about up-and-coming events.
I heard that.
And in some ways that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much to be had there, and so many people you can see in one place. And Austin's a great city.
Right.
That I'm hoping the focus will get back on important subjects and things that are happening instead of less on the party.
Right.
You know,
but if you want to party.
If you want to party, well then also there's always the Vegas show. You know, that's always best for a party.
Yeah.
But South by Southwest is coming up in March. It's I think the 11th to the 20th. The first half is interactive. Second half is filmed. I was going to go there on the 11th, but I was just actually asked to speak at a really cool conference for women. Corey Johnson from Women for Hire and Good Morning America started a series of conferences called Spark and Hustle. And what they're about is they're basically about women reinventing themselves. And it's not about what reinventing was. Reinventing used to be, I'm a factory worker, the factories are disappearing, I have to find a new career, I should become a nurse, because that's a growing field.
Right.
What reinventing yourself is becoming, and Corey and I think a lot in this direction, is that the world's changing.
Right.
And you can't just rely on a major corporation or a job that you're going to have forever. And you can't even just rely on one job. You have to rely on building a blog, making it profitable for you, having another set business, doing a number of things, doing some consulting. Because when you rely on one job, first of all, you lose it and you're dead. Second of all, those jobs can disappear overnight. And this is giving you the ability to be more in control of your own destiny.
Right.
So Tori, who had Women for Hire and helped women get jobs, has been doing it unbelievably for 11 years, started this series of conferences, and it's women only at the conferences, and she just asked me to speak along with Beth Feldman, who is role mommy and PR mom. Beth used to work for CBS. She's very well known. She just had a new book, and we're going to be speaking about social media to the next conference in New York, which is on March 12th. So I'm probably going to be going to South by Southwest on the 13th.
Oh, very nice. All right, so that's a pretty interesting. I haven't heard about that one before.
Yeah.
Any other ones in 2011?
Absolutely. I mean, I think blog hires a don't miss. Again, as some of these events evolve, people feel like there's less value from them.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like when you have a new application or something comes out, and everybody loves it, uses it for what it's meant for, and then it's got to be monetized. And look, without monetization, nothing lasts.
Right.
So as these events monetize, they become a lot more geared towards the corporation and towards promotions and less sometimes authentic than they used to be. But Blogger again gets many bloggers from all over the country, very focused, trying to improve what they're doing, learn new things. So that's in July. I believe it's in San Diego this year. It was in New York this past summer. There's Blog World Expo, which is, you know, I think the king of the conferences. As far as bloggers go.
So if I were to ask you, if there was one conference I had time to go to, not to put you on the spot, you don't even have to answer this, Looks like, I can only go to one conference, attend one conference. Do you want to mention one?
If it would have to do with bloggers, I'd say Blog World Expo.
Okay.
South by Southwest is more geared towards interactive imagination and new things that are happening and things like that.
And they've launched that's where Foursquare launched. That's where it's...
Yes, South by Southwest. If you have something new, especially if it's a technology product, that's the place to launch it. And same thing for film. The other thing I'd like to mention is that Nick Priest, who runs Digiday, the Digiday conferences, are fabulous. He's putting on some great events. They're all one day. They're in certain local areas. They're easy to attend. They're cost effective. And, he does them on mobile. He does them on social. He does them on publishing and what's changing in the world. He's evolving new ones every day. He's at a video conference. I think his are don't miss. And then another very cool event, of course, is the 140 conference that Jeff Bowler puts on. He's trying out a new format on December 2nd of 2010, which is a brand comp. Geared a little bit more towards what brands are doing with Twitter.
In 140 characters? The brands come up and they...
Yeah, but 140 characters is a cool conference. I mean, people only get to speak for 10 to 15 minutes.
But that would be a good idea. McDonald's only had 140 characters. Go up there. Get that's a good idea.
Right on.
Get a representative from the brand and they go up there and have 140 characters.
That's right.
I might start that. All right, is anything else, or those are some pretty good ones?
I mean, look, I don't want to fill up your plate too much.
Yeah,
I think I just gave you enough.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Word of Mouth Marketing Association has some great events.
Yeah.
OMA has some great events. But those are probably the ones I feel.
By the way, Ted, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at Ted Rubin. They can also find me at my blog, tedrubin.com. Okay. And I'm the Chief Social Marketing Officer for OpenSky.
Which we'll have an episode soon on.
Right, and that's shop at OpenSky.com if you want to check that out.
Very cool. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you coming on again.
Great to see you.
With the beard, Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you watch this, and I'll see you next time.